sides. We're just hearing some breaking news coming in that Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has held a meeting with Chief of Defence Staff General Bipin Rawat and the 3 service chiefs, as well as the External Affairs Minister, where they've just discussed this horrifying border clash that has resulted in 3 Indian Army personnel, including an Army colonel, who've been killed in a violent late-night clash with Chinese forces in the Galwan Valley. Gaurav Sawant with us live. Gaurav, Rajnath Singh, Defence Minister, has just held a meeting. Take us through what are they taking stock of?
Right behind me in South Block, this meeting has just happened, Shiv. There was Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar. We are told National Security Advisor, the Chief of Defence Staff, the service chiefs, they were a part of this meeting. And the situation along the line of actual control, the clashes that took place yesterday, and Shiv, like you and I were talking just a short while back, apparently there is video footage of Chinese action at the line of actual control yesterday. So the Chinese lies about India crossing the LAC stands exposed with this video, is what sources are telling India Today. It's the Chinese who initiated the violence. The commanding officer of the Indian Army battalion, you well know the name of the officer and the battalion, but until the army gives it out officially, Shiv, we'll refrain from doing so. He led his soldiers when they came under attack from the Chinese soldiers. The Chinese were using rocks, bricks, and nail-studded, sticks in this area. In this violent clashes, India was trying to ensure that the Chinese soldiers move back to the pre-decided point at the line of actual control. You well know, Shiv, that they had come all the way up to the mouth of the Galwan River, up to the confluence of the Galwan River with the Shok River. So gradually India was pushing them back to the LAC. That is where these clashes have taken place. But from what sources are telling India Today, General Bhatia is right. Localized clashes should not spread. At the same time, at the localized level, the effort is to ensure that the Chinese move back to the LAC and do not change the status quo.
Experts, one after the other, are unanimous that this is a turning point. This is a watershed moment in India-China relations. And let me tell all of my viewers who've just joined us that this is the story, this is a bigger military story, possibly the biggest military story since Kargil. Let me go ahead and say that this is the biggest military story in this country since Kargil. Because not since the 1960s and 70s have Indian or Chinese troops lost their lives in anger against each other during the border dispute standoff of any kind. The last time bullets were fired between Indian and Chinese forces was in 1967, a record that continues to stand even now because no bullets were fired even in this particular horrifying clash in the Galwan Valley. But we understand that it was a brutal, almost medieval clash, a brawl between both sides where metal clubs and stones were used, leading to grievous injuries on both sides. My information is that apart from the fatalities which we reported to you first here on India Today, at least 11 Indian Army personnel have suffered very serious injuries, including head injuries, and they are currently being treated. They have been evacuated from the area and are being brought to Leh and elsewhere for medical treatment. On the Chinese side, the Indian Army says that there have been casualties on the Chinese side as well, but there is no information about the nature of the casualties or what the numbers actually are. Gaurav Sawant continues to be with us. Gaurav, as you know, very little information continues to trickle in. China has pointed an official finger at India. Reuters has just reported that China says that India triggered this particular clash by Indian troops crossing over and provoking them. I don't know whether that is true or not, because there is a line over there and things have been volatile. But the very fact that such a violent brawl took place between both sides means there must have been some kind of trigger point, and we still don't know what exactly that is, because clashes have happened in the past, but this is the first time they've led to 3 deaths.
You're absolutely right, Shiv. The Chinese, of course, now Global Times saying